please can you call me urgently. Number is 0208 764 0008.
We've got each other,
get them to
so what's your involvement with him then?
just send it through to me as an invoice.
You know, we really loved your music.
He looks like James Morrison, sounds a bit like James Morrison.
Give me a call, number again, 0208 764 0008. Thanks. In 2001, I set up FeedMe Music and had a regular night at West 14 in West Kensington. There is competition, but I don't think we ever view it as a competitive business. We're looking to do our own thing and form our own path in the industry, which it just involves us working with bands and leaving things a little bit better behind us than it was in front of us.
Music, speaking.
I held a recruitment drive in the top loft of Clapham Grand, and loads of people came along, and the last one who'd been sitting through everything was Ali Hodge. That's good. I mean, Ali started.
Waited for hours.
Yeah, she waited for hours, and even helped out, and and then it eventually was a standout candidate and started as an intern and very rapidly progressed and is now my business partner.
We're both basically here to book bands, so we have to try and keep our schedules full with appropriate high quality musical entertainment. Not always as easy as it sounds.
I do PR newsletters and Facebook events and blasting it out on different websites like Time Out. And I also take care of management questions, so when a band writes to me, I say, how do I get my fans up? I'll tell them how to do that, and then I blog.
No, but what we'll do is we'll use...
I guess there's many risks involved in being a promoter, and it's the fact that you're putting your faith and your hard work and your time and your effort into a group of individuals. And I guess what you learn as you go is there's a lot of bands that aren't willing to do the work. There's a lot of bands that expect everything handed to them on a silver platter, and they're the bands that don't really get very far.
No, actually,
we just understand. No problem, you've been booked in for months and months. One of our biggest venues, and you're just going to pull out.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the fact that we've done all this promotion for you, but your keyboard player's been unreliable.
There's so many bands and so many promoters, everything's kind of throwaway. So like the level of kind of not every band deserves to be serviced.
Check out the bands on the bill.
And we have in the past worked with those kinds of bands where we've put in a lot of effort, a lot of time. You know, even taking massive financial risks on those bands, and when it turns out that they're not willing to put the work in themselves and be part of the team, it's a huge downfall. And it's not just financially a problem, it's quite emotionally draining as well, because when you believe in a band and believe in their music, and you're kind of spending 24 hours a day, 7 days a week pushing them forward and trying to expose them, and then, you know, when they're just not working on it themselves, it can be crushing, definitely. Tomorrow's gig's going to be fantastic. I mean, Daniela Brooker's headlining. She's one of our primary artists. We put a lot of focus and a lot of attention into her. She's got a brilliant team working around her, her management, her PR, her radio plugger. Everyone's really hands-on. She's amazing. She's extremely talented. I first worked with her just over 12 months ago. We booked her into one of our smaller events, and even after the sound check, I just knew there was something going on with her. She writes her own songs. She's only 18 years old, incredible voice. And you know, you see a lot of acts and you kind of get a feeling for who's going to break and who's just going to plod along.
When I wake, the image of you is in my head. I think with FeedMe Music, just because they're so personal, like, you know, usually with big, you know, companies that book shows and stuff, you don't have a connection, you don't know anyone who works there, and you just get booked, and they kind of book you for the wrong events, you know, the wrong audiences.
There's loads of promoters that I've worked with that you speak to them, you email them, you talk to them about gear, and then you don't see them on the night. And then, you know, as it is in London, you know, you don't make any money from these gigs unless you bring a certain amount of people. And if you don't bring the people, you know, you're thinking, I've given you all my money and I've not actually seen you at all. You know, all these people I've brought and I haven't seen you at all.
Because I know them all on a personal level as well now. They kind of know like what events to get. Obviously they work with a lot of rock bands, so I'm not going to perform with some heavy metal band and be completely out of place. So they know to put me with other pop acts and stuff like that. So that's why I think it works so well.
Thank you.
With FeedMe, they're there, they're hands-on, they're giving you a proper service, and they're really nice people.
As we've moved forward with bands, opportunities have opened up to do more for them, and we've initially done them as favours, but you can't do favours all the time because it takes you away from your normal day-to-day work that's earning money. You still have to earn money.
We like to be very hands-on with them, so we like to have regular meetings, we like to have them here in the office, and then just go through current plans, scheduling, what they're up to. I also think as well, a lot of bands really enjoy working with us, and we get a lot of repeat bands coming back to us, is because we do put a personal touch on it. They know that each experience betters the last. We do provide a forward-moving path for them. We don't just book bands once and then forget they exist. It's more of a forward-thinking movement about what we can do next for this band and how we can top the last gig.
We perhaps wouldn't have expected to be so powerful by now, so it's elevated us. Can't really predict necessarily what's going to be happening and fix your sites too structured. You have to be willing to kind of go with the flow a little bit.
And the risks with working with bands is that you never know what's going to happen. You don't know how many ticket sales there's going to be at an event. You don't know whether 100 people are going to come or 1,000 people are going to come. We need to work within budgets to make sure that our costs get covered and that everyone goes away, the bands, ourselves, the venues, everyone earning a nice profit out of it.
If you're talking about making money in music, it's really difficult. If you're talking about keeping a band together, it's really difficult. I mean, there's so many elements of it that makes it so difficult.
And 'cause when the beat comes on, I wanna dance the night away. Doesn't matter where you are, just come on out and play. Shake that body, so shake that body. Shake that body, so shake that body. Shake that body, so shake that body. I shake that, I will shake that.
You have to go and hunt an audience down, and you have to lay bait to bring them to gigs, and you have to be thinking about marketing. So, I actually think the pressure is in a way more on an artist who's got talent.
Music's such a weird industry. Everyone's like, it's so hard, but it's just one of those things. It's endless. There's so many different things, and it's just saying yes to everything and trying new things. And if something doesn't work, then you try the next thing, and it's just kind of like persevering in all aspects.
I mean, I've been performing in bands for about 10 years now, and it's something that every kind of few years you get to a corner, you're thinking, oh, I just want something to change, or why is this drummer leaving now? And it's a constant battle, but it's something that I love, and I can't imagine my life without it. So.
I think our vision really over the next 2 years is to develop an armoury of services for up-and-coming bands as well as more established bands. Our aim is to just be able to leave a section of what we do behind and focus on the real quality and the things that we can really make a difference with.
All I wanna do is run away to a time or place where no one can say a thing that gets me down again. I got dreams I wanna last, but for now I just wanna dance. Are you down if you got to go? Life's short, that I know. Live your life, get your boys and girls and take the night. Feels now's the time